Hello and welcome to Teach to Learn, the channel in which I teach concepts so you can learn them and I can better understand them. Right now we're going to be mutating an array declared with a const variable. This is part of the ES6 module from the JavaScript Algorithms and Data Structures course from Free Code Camp. So let's jump right in. The const declaration has many use cases in modern JavaScript. Some developers prefer to assign all their variables using const by default, unless they know they will need to reassign the value. Only in that case, they use let. So if a variable is not meant to be modified in any way, developers mostly use const. If the variable will change, then they use let. However, it is important to understand that objects, including arrays and functions, assigned to a variable using const are still mutable. Using the const declaration only prevents reassignment of the variable identifier, meaning the name that you give to your variable. You can't reassign the values contained inside of that. Then they provided an example with variable s being declared with the const keyword and assigned an array with 3 number values of 5, 6, and 7. Then they attempt to reassign the value contained within the s variable by using that variable's name. So they attempt to assign s a new array with values 1, 2, and 3. And then they go inside of the array, our array s, assigned to variable s, at position 2, and assign to it a number of 45. So they, with this line of code right here, what they are doing is replacing our number value at position 2 in array s, which currently has a value of 7, and replacing it with 45. And then simply logging the entirety of our array s into the console. And they explain here, s, when assigned an array of 1, 2, and 3, of number values 1, 2, and 3, will result in an error because the const keyword was used to declare our variable s, and the values contained with it cannot be reassigned by using the variable identifier. The console log will display the values 5, 6, and 45 because our array is still mutable by accessing any position within our array and replacing it with a new value. So let's see this code in action right now to further exemplify what they are saying right here. So here we have our code, and we can see that we get a type error. S is read only. We cannot reassign the contents of our variable by using our variable identifier, which is s, because we used the const keyword. But what if we deleted this line of code and accessed a position within our array and tried to change that? We can see that we are allowed to do that. So here we declared our variable s using the const keyword to an array of number values 5, 6, and 7. Then we accessed position 2 within our s array and assigned it a value of 45. So we went 0, 1, and 2. We accessed position 2, remember zero-based indexing, and then replaced our number value of 7, which is at position 2, with number value 45. When we went to log in our variable into the console, we now have a new array with number values 5, 6, and instead of 7, now 45. This is showing us that our const variables are still mutable through this right here. This is one way. So, as you can see, then they say, you can mutate the object 5, 6, and 7, the array with number values 5, 6, and 7 itself, and the variable s will still point to the altered array of 5, 6, and 45. Like all arrays, the array elements in s are mutable. But because const was used, you cannot use the variable identifier s, which I explained before, to point to a different array using the assignment operator. So you can't use the variable identifier s and assign to it a completely different array because you used the const keyword. And now we have our challenge. So let's reset our code. An array is declared as const. So our variable s declared with the const keyword and being assigned an array of number values 5, 7, and 2. We need to change the array to 2, 5, and 7 to contain number values 2, 5, and 7 using various element assignments. So here we have our s variable declared with the const keyword with number values 5, 7, and 2, as they explained right here. Then we have a function called edit in place that when called upon right here should change the values contained within our s variable, so our array, to number values 2, 5, and 7. So let's do that right now. Let's delete this comment right here. And as we've seen before, we can't simply do this. We can't simply use the s variable identifier and try to assign to it a completely different array, because that simply won't work. So what we need to do is we need to go inside our array at positions 0, 1, and 2 and replace each element individually. So we need to go s at position 0 is assigned a value of 2. S at position 1 is assigned a value of 5, which is the value we need to assign to it, is assigned a value of 5. And finally, S at position 2 is assigned a value of 7. So now our function was called for us right here, edit in place. And if we were to go and log in our s variable into the console, we would get our new array with number values 2, 5, and 7, which is what we needed to do right here. This shows us that our const variable set to an array can still be modified by accessing each individual element within that array. So our challenge is now done, and thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys got something out of the video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.